T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, how you going? It's LadyChann, rep nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with Chann. Sorry, guys, running slightly late. BPT, Black People Time. It happens. I'm sorry. I'm gassed to have a special guest on the Shiggity Show. She's one of our returning guests for round 2. I like when guests come back for the next round. It's always even more fun than the last. And I will let me get the banner up. Let me get the banner up first, so you know we got the proper introductions. Okay, so you know we've got the Twitter, the Cash App at LadyChann, # LadyChann. We've got the merch, www.dundenseason.com, Instagram and Twitter at LadyChann. So we've got, let me just type this in. Hope you guys have had a great day. Yeah, it's been an all right one. Weather seems to slightly been warming up. Okay, just making sure I've got the title right. Yeah, so warming up a little bit in London. Don't know about all the rest of the UK. I haven't really checked. Let me put the weight. Of the world. Okay. And you know the routine. Then I've got to put the lippy glossy on and, well, get the guest on, lippy gloss. There we go. That is saved. And boom. Yeah, that's it. Yes, got it. Yeah, that's it. In the building. We are in the building. All right. Okie doke. So I'm introducing the WBA and IBO Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Hannah Rankin.
Thank you for that introduction. Thank you very much.
It's all good. It's well deserved. Apologies for my lateness, but we made it in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Round 2, and you're back, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back here.
Thank you for coming back and joining me. I've been excited. The last time when you were supposed to come back, my banner got COVID, man. Yeah,
Not good. Not good.
Yeah, it was some windjets and COVID. Yeah, it was about 12 days. About 12 days of it, but I still haven't got my taste buds back at 100%.
Oh no,
that was months. How many months ago was that now? December, January. Yeah, I haven't got. They're at about, I would say probably about between 60-70%. It's weird. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll just come back like all at once. And you have like a day where you're like, woo!
Woo! Yeah, my smell's there. That never ever went, but my taste just completely went. But like I said, it's only come back like halfway. Let's just say hi to people in the building. Dr. P in the building. Ronald Finkley in the building. Smile back if you're ugly in the building. Outlawed boxing in the building. Okay. More of you will be trickling in. Cool. That's just in the immediate chat. All right. So, okay. Miss WBA, IBO. It's my bad because you got to put me up on game. Who was the young lass that you beat for this belt?
So I beat Maria Lindbergh last
it's
November.
vacant.
Yeah, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So me and Maria Lindbergh.
Was it the same time as AJ Usyk?
No, 2 weeks after.
Oh, how did you find that stadium? I heard it's beautiful.
It is amazing. It's like one of the state-of-the-art stadiums. There's so many cool things there. You know, like downstairs they've got the NFL changing rooms, which we were using. They've got like cryotherapy machines, everything. And apparently the actual pitch itself folds in on itself so they can like look after it underneath the stands and stuff.
No way.
Super high tech, but it's an amazing stadium. I'm very proud that I got to fight there. So
yeah. Really cool. Wow, I might have to take a little trip there. Wow, they've got a cryojet, so you can get all that. I
wasn't using it.
Yeah, but they've got that for their top athletes like the NFL lot and.
Yeah, they have the NFL there, and like they're there once a year, but they've got all the equipment they could possibly ever need.
Is that to aid recovery?
Yes, I think that's aid recovery for part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, because I saw you on your Instagram with those, because they advertise, you know, those things that you put on your legs. Is it the heat?
Oh, yeah. So you can do the heat ones. You can do Normatec, the leggings for compression. Yeah. As well. So there's loads of different things you can do.
Did you feel the benefits of that, or was it just a one-off that you had a go on it?
No, I'm sponsored by London Cryo. So I use their cryotherapy machine once a week, which means I can avoid getting in a ice baths as much as possible.
Oh yeah. What is baths?
It helps rejuvenate your muscles, and it's like basically like if you ice something, it's the same thing, but you get in there and it helps your legs to recover really quickly. But it is just miserable, like no one wants to be in ice cold water. So cryotherapy is slightly better because it's dry, cold air.
Dry ice, yeah.
Yeah.
And how long's the session? And
3 minutes.
2?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the last one was like -130. So yeah.
Woo!
Cold, but good.
Oh shit! -130 is crazy. So, you've got an upcoming fight to defend. Is it to defend both titles?
Yes, I'm defending both titles.
And that's that's this month, May
13th.
Couple of weeks.
A week on Friday.
Yeah, May 13th. And is that in Scotland you're doing it?
Yeah, so I'm going to be the first ever female to headline the OVO Hydro in Glasgow. Yeah, and I'm absolutely stoked about it because Ricky Burns and Josh Taylor, the only 2 other guys, have been there. So I'll be the first girl to do it, which is just amazing. So I'm really, really buzzed.
Oh, well done. Congrats. Yeah. Putting women from Scotland on the map as well, isn't it? Yeah. And is that quite a oldest historic venue? Has that been there for a while? Was it quite
new? They had the Commonwealth Games. They've had the Commonwealth Games there. Josh Taylor just headlined there recently to defend his titles with Sky. So it's that big there. It's amazing inside.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the good old Josh. Yeah, I saw your commentary on that actually when I was doing the watch along with my people on here. So yeah. Okay, so you're going to be at the Hydro May the 13th, guys. Is that going to be on? What's it going to be on Sky? What's it going to be showing on?
This will be broadcast live on Fight Zone. There's also potential that it might be on the BBC as well. So just waiting to finalise that information. So yeah, it's going to be available for people to watch. And yeah, just super excited.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Fight Zone is that the same as Fight TV?
No, Fight Zone is different.
Totally different.
Fight TV and Fight Zone, 2 very different things. You can sign up to Fight Zone. It's just been free to sign up for.
And you get it on your TV. You can put it as an app.
Yeah. Absolutely, like an app. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Another one to add to million I've got already.
Yeah, they show shows every weekend, but they really highlight British boxing. It was set up during the pandemic, but with Dennis Hobson and Fight Zone. And when they set up they did all their fights in the car park. They set up the whole arena and everything in a car park because it was the pandemic.
Yeah. I think I heard about that. Yeah.
So now they're going all the way UK wide. They also have shows in Canada as well, so we've got access to it out there. So it's really cool to be involved with it because it's kind of like a sort of pioneering new platform.
Something different, and
it allows like young fighters right at the beginning of their career to get an experience of what it's like to be, people can watch them on TV and actually get interviewed and do all that sort of stuff. Like normally you don't get that to like your 10th, 11th, 12th fight. So
not everyone can have a back garden like Eddie's. That's like a whole county, and have when it's a pandemic, just have the whole thing shift into his like 20 million acre back garden that they don't use anymore. Wild. Yeah, it's just offices. That was such a great idea as well. Shouts out to Fight Zone then as well, doing their thing. So shouts out to Fight Zone. I'm gonna be definitely tuning into that as well. What's the undercard saying?
So the undercard is a full Scottish undercard, a real chance to showcase some Scottish talent. That's how I wanted. It's all lads. But like my friend Nathaniel Collins, he'll be defending his Commonwealth featherweight title against an unbeaten fighter from Wales, Robinson. So that's going to be really exciting. And then there's obviously David Jameson, cruiserweight. There's a couple of Scottish title fights on the card as well. So it's quite an exciting card. There's titles there. It's going to be really good. Yeah,
all Scottish lineup. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, that is. I think I know the cruiserweight. I think maybe I know who you're talking about because I think I saw him being interviewed on IFL not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I think I did, but all right, interesting. So this girl, tell me her name again, because I don't know everything about this women's boxing. So I'm going up on game, and shouts out to you. I think he was on my friend's channel, Ring IQ, Julius. Yep. Yeah. Shouts out to him. He's the expert. He teaches us. So what the girl's name that you got, and read me her stats, age. So please.
I'm fighting a girl called Alejandra Ayala. She's Mexican. Coming with a record of I think 14-5 or something like that. I think we have a common opponent in Savannah Marshall's fought.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, but that is what I could see as a common opponent.
But other than that, no one else really.
No,
she's coming over from Mexico, and we're going to put on a show.
So with the Mexican kind of fighting style is just come forward and pressure.
Yeah. Have you ever met me? Scottish.
I know. You guys don't play either. I know. Yeah. But the Mexican style. This is going to be an interesting stylistic matchup. What would you say your style is? Would you say are you a counter puncher? Are you more of a pressure fighter? Are you a mixture of the both? Do you like to be on the back foot? Do you like to be offensively sound?
Well, I think all the way from my career, my style develops every single time I get in the ring. There's different things that we work on for different fights. I've always been a bit of a pressure fighter. That's just my style. I've always been like that. You know me. I'm always like to get her up. But also happy to get unboxed and work on the back foot. That's what I did for my last fight. So I've got a real development in both areas, and I'm quite excited to showcase some new skills.
What you've learned and stuff. Shout out to your trainer. What's his name again? I remember you were shouting him out last time.
Cannon.
Yeah, Rob.
Noel Cannon.
Noel Cannon, yeah. Shouts out to Noel Cannon as well, because we shouted him out last time. So how's training camp been? How's it been with the weight? Because you fought at 47, 147. Yeah, I don't think you fought any lower than 147.
No.
And I think you fought at 160.
160, yeah.
Yeah, and is that when you fought Savannah Marshall up there?
So I fought Savannah and Clarissa at 160. I'm really a super welterweight fighter, though. I can go down to welterweight as well. So it's, but I'm not really a 160 fighter. I'm 154, 147.
Yeah.
So that's why obviously I'm world champion at that weight.
Yeah, because it's better for you there.
Yeah, much better for me.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable there. But I think it's definitely a female thing to go between the weight classes. There's just not as many of us as the guys. That is changing, but it does mean that girls take more opportunities that come round, and we go between the weights a bit more.
Yeah, I find it that there's like there's better fights, more fights for like, you know, like bantam and feather and super feather and lightweight and super lightweight. There's a lot of girls
ever making super feather, not even
yeah, I know. It's just that I know quite a lot of girls who like the average girl, like it seemed to be like that small. Like they're tiny,
the
like
smaller weights, there's more girls in those weight classes.
Yeah,
definitely.
more girls in them weights than in then I would say, you know, I've got 160, 168. I've seen Savannah Marshall fight as much as 175. I've seen her fight. Yeah, I've seen her fight at 175. Yeah. So yeah, big girl. So that's a common opponent. So okay, so where do I start? Because the card that we just had is where we've got to start. Or do we start with Josh Taylor and then go to the girls? All right, let's start with Josh Taylor first, and then we'll go to the because we have to highlight that. I think we'll spend longer on the greatest bits of what we saw at the weekend was just epic. So you was a guest commentator. Hannah, I was dying. Sorry, I was dying at you. Like, shouts out to you. Your response, you was truthful. Everyone, it was like somebody died. And nobody wanted to say it. It was like you was like, well, yeah, I didn't have Josh winning or something.
No, but the thing is for me is that, you know, it's definitely as you see it, you know, and as I saw it, that was it, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and make up things I don't think are true. You know, I sat and I watched the fight, and me, Adam Smith and Matt Macklin, we had him losing the fight. So it's not like I was saying anything that other people weren't saying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a massive Josh Taylor fan. He's
of course you'd be. Yeah,
world champion. You know, but for me, I had Jack winning it, and that's just how I saw it. And you know, you can have an opinion on things, and I think people are too scared to have an opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, it was I felt for Josh because there was so much pressure on him. You know, coming back to fight in Glasgow, all of Scotland had turned out for the fight. It was massive, you know. So there was a lot of pressure on that fight, and you know, I felt it was hard work for him, you know. But in the end of the day, I had Jack winning it. And I think, you know, if they were to do a rematch, I think Josh would take the rematch. But, you know, it is what it is.
I don't know. I don't know if Josh beats Catterall. The style's crazy. The style's too crazy for him. Like Jack Catterall is sparred with is it with Mayweather? Yeah.
Yeah. Jack had a shoulder roll. He made it.
Shoulder roll, the counter puncher. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a really good game plan from Jack. 100%.
Yeah, he's slick. He's no, the reason why I just thought like because that would have been like I just would have like kind of assumed I thought that was, you know, in a sticky place. You're from Scotland, you know, it's a pound for pound undefeated champ, and it's easier for you just to go along and just say, which I respected because it would have been easier for you just to go, no, I actually had Josh winning that. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, yeah, it was tense. It was tense.
I think the thing is as well is like I'm a very honest person, and you know, I'm not going to lie about something that I don't think is true. It's just the way I am, and I treat everybody the same, and that's how I saw it, and that's what I said. And
how many rounds did you have?
I think some people were really annoyed with me, but at the end of the day,
because you're Scottish and but so what, you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
How many rounds did you have? Let me check my scorecard because I got it on my phone. You know, I do this. I'm sure because I did a rewatch in the end. Yeah, I did a rewatch, and I was like, that. Yeah, that was. Let me see. Let me have a look. Taylor Catterall. So I had So I had it 116 to 110. Catterall. So I gave Josh 4 rounds. So yeah, so it was 8-4. in my butt. It was a tough fight when it got scrappy and it got a bit blurred, where I guess some, like, you know, some people would swing the round towards, if it was a swing round, they'd more swing it towards, you know, the champion.
I mean, I
And
think Josh was putting the pressure on the whole fight, you know, but Jack is amazing at controlling the fight at his own pace. He is incredibly good at that. I was watching it, like, Josh will come out quick, then Jack will just take it back to Jack's pace. And that is a skill in itself. And it was quite impressive to watch, actually. But, you know, I gave Josh 4 or 5 rounds. I think if you were judging it on aggression, maybe give him the 5 rounds, you know, for trying to push the fight, you know. But 4 or 5 is basically what most people had, I think, and that's just how I saw it.
Yeah.
So.
And then now the fact, but I think what it was is that the fact that, you know, I think what annoyed people, because it annoyed me, that he just wouldn't. Would you, if that was you, I don't know, because I'm not a boxer. If that was you, would you just admit and go, I felt that I lost the fight, but, you know, the judges gave me the nod? Hey.
To be honest,
or would you say,
in the moment, there's adrenaline's going off, you know, and you know,
after coming back, after watching it at home and coming back.
Yeah, I think, you know, if it's a controversial decision, at the end of the day, if you've watched it back and you know you still think you won, that's fine. If you don't think you won, you're not going to stand there and say it as a fighter. But then you can say, well, it was a close fight. Why don't we run it back?
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I think that's what he did say. He said, I think I won the fight. But then the fact that it's strange because there isn't a run back with the same. Basically, it's not going to be run back because it's not going to be for undisputed. It's not going to. He said he was going to move up to 147. Now you're not, and he's doing a title defense against, I forget who it is off the top of my head. So in a way, and then the governing sanction bodies, we thought, because you know it was a massive uproar, as you know. Then the governing sanction body said that, you know, they'll just make Jack, they'll make Catterall like #1 Mando for all the things, and they didn't in the end. I think maybe one of them. It's like, and I think Sky Boxer is, I think they're giving him a contract as well. That's what I've heard. So probably hear an announcement for Jack because he done so amazingly well, obviously. Because when I was doing predictions, I was like, nah, this Catterall guy, Josh is going to wipe him off the planet. Like, it's a no-brainer.
I thought that, apart from Jack and his team.
Yeah, for Jack and his team. Shouts out to Jack and his team and Henry going off. Yeah. That was, So, do you think, because it's just made me, am I wrong to think this bloody pen, it was working, now it's just stopped. Am I wrong to think that Josh, when he's won, Jose Ramirez was a really good performance, and I know they were trying to rob him if he didn't get them knockdowns. They were trying to score that as a draw. But
I think the thing is with Josh is he's had such an astronomical rise, and all the fights he's been in very competitive fights and difficult fights. He's not had an easy one, you know. And I think people are very quick to go, "Oh, that was a shit performance, so the other ones don't really count."
No,
and that's not fair at all. Because Josh has worked his ass off to get to that position, and at the end of the day, it was one bad fight. It's just the fact that there's no rematch clause, or I think people want to see it again. You know, people want to have another go where people can watch the fight and see what happens the next time. So yeah, it's definitely
that's not going
to happen. I don't think. I thought Josh was going to move up. I thought he was going to say, "Look, I really struggle with the weight, and I'm going to move up." But then Bob Arum was saying, "Oh no, we'll get Josh nutritionist. He'll be fine." So
that's not really correct.
He's huge.
It's not really a correct way to conduct things if you really, you know, the people's champ. Like, it's not, because his excuse was that, you know, he did make the weight, but he was kind of struggling at the weight, hence his bad performance. And then you turn around and now you're staying at the weight, and that it's kind of like a double slap in Jack Catterall's face, in my opinion. Josh has done amazing. Has obviously been undisputed in about what 17, 18 fights, 16 fights, something, 18
Incredible.
fights, something like that. But what I was trying to say is that he's had tough competition. But I think when I watched the Regis Prograis, I kind of don't see that he has all the time convincing wins. I think there's always some kind of something where you could go, that was a bit close. Is that something to look at, or is that just mean?
I don't think that. I think that means he's in a good fight. He's in a challenging fight, because I think so many times people get in with people, they just blow them away, and it's like, well, that's not realistic. If you actually want to challenge yourself and be a world champion and be undisputed, then your fights should be hard. And if you go back to like the fights of the 80s, like, no one was having easy fights then. That just wasn't a thing, right? So nowadays, with someone like the way that Josh has done it, I really admire that. Like that, I think he's done a great job. And yes, I've been in fights where you thought the other person might have won or whatever. It's what you like, sort of thing.
I think he won, but it was
the thing is, it's just like, well, good on him for taking that. I admire that.
And it's only like it's only like 18 fights. That's like mad.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's like what Usyk's done.
Yeah.
In 18 fights, undisputed. Do you know what I mean? So there's no dispute there. Okay, so Coolio, so he'll be fighting. I think I don't know if it's announced. I know the fight is announced. I'm not sure if the date's announced of when Josh is fighting. Do you know if there's a date announced for that?
I haven't heard any dates, but then of course there's like, obviously when you've got all the belts, the mandatories just start coming up.
He's already got a Mando. But I forget. He's already got a mandatory. I think it's with. Guys, help me. I think it is with. I know who the fighter is. I think, but it's an American fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Either American or like Latin American fighter. But yeah, that he's fighting. Beat Ramirez convincingly. Yeah, I think he beat Ramirez convincingly. So, but before that, I'm just reading someone's comment. Yeah. Okie doke. So now, so 2 weeks after that, because we're going to get to the 2 weeks after that of you obtaining the WBA, the IBO. I just like saying that. I'm such an idiot. I always do it. You witnessed. No, was it 2 weeks? Yeah. So Joshua was 2 weeks after your fight. Dun dun dun. That was crazy. How did you watch that fight at the time it was happening, or have you had a chance to see that fight at all? Because it's in the same stadium.
So the Anthony Joshua one, the one before my fight.
Yeah, it was before your fight. You was 2 weeks after. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched all of it. I was just a boxing brain for that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched that fight. It was a hard fight for AJ. Really, really hard.
It was. I just thought his game plan was going to be, use your size, impose all that bit of a height advantage that you have. And he just didn't do any of it.
I think
he tried to box the boxer.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult standing in front of somebody like Usyk. I mean, his boxing brain is insane. It is insane and so impressive. And I think, in my opinion, the game plan was wrong. I kind of felt like he did the first 2 rounds as the feeling out rounds, but then repeated that the whole fight. He did, like, there was a couple of times he hurt Usyk, and I thought, this is it, he's going to take him. And then he didn't. So it was kind of like he was trying to get through the rounds. I felt like he was trying to get through the rounds instead of actually trying to beat Usyk. So it's like he was trying to box with the boxer for 12 rounds. And that's not AJ's style. So I was a bit surprised by it. But they've got the rematch coming up. So, yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, I gave him someone did this. That means they want this soundbite. I don't know if you ever saw this. Hang on.
Listos para los chingazos. Listos para los chingazos.
It's Caleb Plant trying to speak Spanish. So it's my Hector Garcia, mi esposo. We laugh at that because he just, it's just him trying to speak Spanish, and he kind of got it. And he kind of got it wrong with what he was saying. It was just funny, that Caleb Plant. Shouts out to Sorry, so they put that down and they're like, play that. So I had to play it because we always laugh on my phone when I play that. And so AJ lost his titles to Usyk. Okay, we've got a rematch. We're waiting for the date. Hopefully, do you think that AJ can beat him deep down, or what's your?
So I'm a big AJ fan. I've always been a fan of him. I think he's a great guy. I've always been a real fan of his, and he's always been really supportive of me as well. So I want him to have the rematch, and I want to see him go go for it. You might as well just go for it. I think it's a really difficult fight. Usyk is just a fantastic fighter, technically brilliant, and so he'll have to take any opportunity. He lands a big shot, he's going to have to jump on Usyk and take his moment. But it's a tough fight to come straight back in for, I think, personally. A rematch straight away. If you lose it again, where'd you go from there, sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he beats him this time.
Yeah,
you better. Yeah. I think it's just all been a bit of a weird one because obviously Usyk's kind of come back from war, but Usyk's a troop. He's come back from war. Hopefully, he's put back on the weight. I would assume he's put back on the weight that his wife came out and said he'd lost like 22 pounds or something in like the first week or whatever. I don't know if she meant the duration or that a specific week, but 22 pounds nonetheless is very small because he's already, I think he came in at 221 for the AJ fight, and I think that's where AJ went wrong. He came in at like 238 with the Beats by Dre's on, tracky on, cap on. I would say he really came in at probably about 236 or 235, really, to be honest. It could even have been as low, because I know those beats and they've got weight on them. I've got them as well.
I would be wearing them on the scales. Take
that off. This is what I'm saying. So I think he gave away a lot of his advantages. So I hope you don't need to be as small as Usyk. You're not that. You don't need to be super bulky as maybe he was before, but I think you need to find some middle ground here. I think coming in at probably, I would say like coming in at 246. Maybe, about 246. Some people are like coming at 250. I think that's a bit too heavy. 250. We've seen 250 AJ. I think but maybe 246, 245 in that type of bracket. And then it's just about having different muscle. You're going to have either like lean muscle. You can train, because I think when he slimmed down, he trained himself to. He probably did more. He probably did more reps but less weight, so you have that lean kind of muscle instead of like the less reps but heavier weights, which gives you your bulk. I think we need a bit of bulk in there so he can start to charge around Usyk, and because AJ still has speed, he's still a great boxer anyway. People didn't realize how Usyk's face looked at the end of that fight. AJ, he had a cut, like a T-shaped cut, which I heard he couldn't spar for 4 months because of the, that's what the sanction was like. Yeah, get that sorted out. We're not going to be able to spar 4 months because it was a bad thing. And that was with him that was AJ not trying to really impose his power. So that's why I just think this time round he does beat him. So hopefully we get a date announced for that and we'll see where that goes. So what's the hookup with Sky? So are you going to be doing more? Because I'm going to get on to the next guest that who I had here. But the hookup with Sky, are you going to be doing, is it as it comes along when they ask, or is it?
Yeah. So I've been chatting to them for ages. There was always a talk of me maybe doing some stuff with them a long time ago when we were doing stuff with Matchroom, and they just got in contact with me and said, would I be interested in coming on? And I was like, yeah, why not? It'd be great. And I'm really enjoying the commentary side of things. It's a different way of looking at stuff, So I'm quite enjoying it. And, you learn so much from people like Adam Smith and Matt Macklin and Johnny Nelson. They've got like great tips about how to speak in front of the camera and just all this sort of stuff. You just learn from really.
What was the tip that they had to speak in front of the camera? What was the tip?
I'm not going to pass that on. But they were just saying things about how to prepare for when you're doing Anna Woodhouse when she's doing all of her talking. process, like how she preps for it, and like, you know, how you think about these things. And it's just interesting because I've never done much of it, so it's just good to be around experienced people.
Yeah. I liked the commentary. You sounded like you didn't sound nervous. You didn't sound at all. It was smooth. I liked it. I always like, but you see, when you're a champ, then all the opportunities come. Then like, your phone starts ringing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do? Yeah, that's how it goes. And the minute that you're not, the phone stops ringing. That's the tough part about being maybe an athlete or maybe someone that's achieved a lot, and then just because they haven't won the fight, all of a sudden the phone stops ringing, and that's quite hard to deal with psychologically when nobody's asking you to come anywhere. Can that make you a bit gloomy and downtrodden a bit at times?
Well, I think the boxing world is a very difficult world to be part of. You know, like as a fighter, there's nothing like being at the top of the tree. You know, winning and being a champion and being in front of all those lights. And people say they don't enjoy it, but then when it's all gone, I'm sure it's not as exciting. You know, but for me, what comes along sort of thing. I'm just happy to be part of doing things, and it's all experiences, and just kind of one day at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah. Is it something that you wouldn't mind going into, like after your boxing career, to do commentary?
Yeah, actually, I really, I was thinking it's something that I'll do hopefully when I retire. From actual physical fighting, and then things have come around a lot quicker, and I've had some great experience. I've done some stuff with BBC 5 Live as well, so that's a different experience too, because that was radio commentary, so that's a different style. So that was interesting. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm glad I'm getting experience now, and hopefully it's an area I can go into more when I retire from physically fighting.
Yeah, and I think he was on Danny Flexen's podcast as well.
Yeah.
Did you have fun doing that as well? Was that kind of different as well?
Yeah, it was good. It was some good questions and good chat, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I saw bits of that. So did I. Shouts out to Danny Flexen. So, right, so we will speed it up to. Should we go to the girls? So we go to. No. I know where we're going because that's okay. So we've got to go chronological. Let's go to Fury White.
Yep.
What was your prediction for that, and how did you interpret that fight and unfolding, and then what you saw?
So I have a lot of time for Dillian Whyte. I'm a massive fan of his. I think he's worked really hard to get to the position he's in, and never ever just gives up on it. He's always worked hard to get there, and he constantly improves. And I just feel like he finally got his shot. But then when they were in the ring, I just noticed how much bigger Fury was than Dillian. You know, you don't realize how big he is until you put him in against somebody you already think is big. And you see him, you're
massive.
He's massive.
I was like that. Oh no, this is a problem. When they was in the ring, I was like, this is a problem.
Yeah, definitely. And then when Dillian came out southpaw for the first round, I was like, surprise! I really wasn't expecting that, and I don't think Fury on any planet ever thought that that's what would have happened. So that was interesting.
Yeah, because you could see his cogs turning. Like, what's going on?
It's like, is this Dillian? I know. So I quite enjoyed the start to it, but I feel like as well the walkout from Fury, like them all running to the ring, that was insane.
I didn't see the whole total ring walk because I was actually at Wembley on the ground, so I was with the fans and stuff, and I was interviewing with the fans and stuff like that. I had an amazing time. So I had an amazing time. I don't live too far away from there, not too far, but yeah. So by the time I got in, Fury was, I think, just was going on the throne. Yeah.
He's mental, and also Dillian's walkout was insane as well. So
what was it? I need to watch it. That bit.
Dillian's always got a great walkout tune. Like I love it. You know, it's really good. But
a rock tune.
The walkout was so long anyway. It's like they were doing a workout to get to the fucking ring. So
it's far. It's massive. Far.
Yeah, and then Dillian had to wait all that time for Fury to get.
That's what I heard. Did he? Someone said, Dillian had to wait nearly 15, 20 minutes in the ring.
It's quite a long time. Yeah, it felt like forever because obviously they had really far to go to get there. And of course, you know, he waited and then he came out and he waited some more. So yeah, it was
Wow.
mad, but incredible to see at Wembley. And
Yeah.
obviously, yeah, Fury is loved by the fans. But I was expecting Dylan to be a bit more aggressive. Um,
So was I.
but it is what it is, and you know what an occasion to be under pressure for, like a big
Where
one.
did he go wrong? Where did Dillian go wrong? Did he look as? Do you think like because you know him not turning up to the presses and whatever and what have you? He's always told that you know Dillian is being, you know, he's focusing in camp and he doesn't want any interruptions and X Y Z. Did he look prepared when with I don't understand. It was another case of Joshua Usyk where he tried to box the boxer.
I feel like they obviously had a plan in the corner, and we all, as the fans, never know what's going on really, and what the trainer wants, what the boxer's actually achieving. Like for all the stuff he did in camp, was he doing what he did in camp in the ring? Probably not. I don't think that was necessarily the plan. I feel
It had to be. It had to be because we're like sometimes people have to give the audience a little bit more credit than we're given. Like a lot of us that watch a lot of boxing, we can tell just because you lose doesn't mean that we can't tell that what game plan. We could sometimes I can look at someone that's lost and I can still see the established game plan, but it just didn't work. With Dillian, there was no established game plan that I could personally see, and loads of people of different levels of boxing they couldn't see it. Like he didn't get in on the you know you're going to have to be on Fury's inside, so shooting out one jab is not going to help you get there. Why don't you double up on the jab? Why don't you triple up on the jab to get in the inside and then tuck to the body? Like I didn't see any of that, and I didn't see the corner giving him any of these adjustments. I don't get it. So what was the game plan?
I personally am not going to say anything about like you know what the plan was because you know I think Xavier is a really nice
Did
guy.
you know the plan? Oh, did you know the plan then?
No. I'm not going to sit here and comment on it because I don't like. It's not my place to say you know between a fighter and a trainer what they decided to do. But I just don't think Dillian looked like he was fully firing like you said. I don't feel like he was going in his phases like he normally does.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I feel like the occasion might have actually got to him a bit, you know, because it was massive. And in those sort of situations, it's like there's a massive adrenaline dump as well. You know, you've done that massive ring walk, you come out, you're waiting for 15 minutes, you're trying to stay warm, like you're nervous. So I think it's probably the biggest stage I think Dillian's ever been on, and the biggest scrutiny of people looking in, and you know, and I think that can always affect your performance. So yeah, I don't want to judge what happened because, like I said, you won't know what was going on in his head.
Is that fair then? That Fury let him wait for 50? Is that a tactic?
Well, I'm sure if you're the champion, you can do that. You can make people wait as long as you bloody well like. But you know, I think it was always going to be a nerve-wracking experience for him. You know, it was never going to not be nerve-wracking. And if he approached it with the fact that he didn't think it was going to be, then that was an underestimation on his part. But I'm sure he was aware of it.
Right.
There's just lots to, yeah.
It was just like I was just like because when he came out Southpaw, I actually gave him that round.
Yeah, me too.
I think I gave Dill two. Yeah, I gave Dill 2 rounds. By the time it was round 5, I had Fury 3-2, and then obviously round 6 was the KO. The problem with this KO business. Okay. No, sorry. I've got an interview as well. The problem with the KO business, meaning the kryptonite of Dillian White, you know, the uppercut. Is there anything that you can do as a trainer, or because I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 times on the trot with Rivas. He got dropped by it, but he won the fight with, you know, with AJ. You know what happened with Povetkin. You know what happened, and now with Fury. What do you do?
Well, I mean, everybody does different things. Like, obviously, I have defense for the uppercut as well. It's, you know, it is a tricky shot, and like, to be fair, Fury landed a beautiful shot. It was well set up. It was perfectly set up, in fact. So you know, it was impressive to see him land it just like that. You know, he made it look pretty effortless. Which it was like a beautiful shot to watch. But yeah, you know, I'm sure they worked on it in camp. They know it's a weakness.
Just to avoid it. Yeah. Is it just
I'm sure they've worked on it, but
yeah. One of them things. Fury's quite crafty. Yeah. Damn, man. Yeah. Okay. So, and then we're going to talk about the fight of the fight of the year, in my opinion. The fight of the year with the two champs. We had Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. You women are really doing like sick things for boxing, like, and I think this is the best time to be a female boxer if there wasn't any other time, don't you think?
Absolutely. I'm 100% behind that idea. You know, at the moment, we're all riding a wave, and it's just really, everything's getting better for us, all female fighters. I think it's because people had a chance to actually see what women can really do during the pandemic. Everyone was stuck at home. There wasn't any other sport to watch, and decided to put on some women's fights in the garden and behind closed doors. And so we had a captive audience, and they all tuned in, and suddenly people were like, "Oh, this is actually great." You know, and all of the girls turned up. We all put out great. They were all exciting fights, and so I think we were just given that slot finally some airtime. And the airtime, and we had people to watch us, and there was no excuse of, oh, it's a chicks fight, we'll go to the bar, that sort of thing. People were stuck at home. They had nothing else to do, so they watched it, and suddenly, oh, wow, actually, this is great to watch. It's fast-paced. It's exciting. So, yeah, it is good, and I think it's been a really positive turnaround, especially in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's been epic, mate. Yeah, I've liked seeing kind of like the rise of Ebony Bridges, you know, getting her belt as well. Like, Kayla Meyer, Milicia Baumgardner with that amazing stoppage on Terry Harper. Yeah, that was crazy. Stopped her on her feet, and that was when we were like, this is lit. Women's boxing is lit. How do you feel about 2 minutes or 3 minute rounds?
So I know the general public enjoy the 2 minute rounds because it's fast paced.
I don't. I want 3.
I think like a lot of like your general punter likes the fast-paced side of it. I think in the boxing world, for anyone that knows their boxing, they want more time. And personally, I would love 3 minute rounds. Give me 3 minute rounds all day long. Like I would be happy for that. But you know, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, and maybe we'll see something in the middle, like 12-2s for a world title.
Yeah.
Because I feel we need that level up, but there has to be some sort of difference, you know. So either 12-2s or 10-3s, whichever you're going to do, but just there needs to be one step made forward on that decision. Something has to change. So I feel hopefully we'll see it, and fingers crossed in the near future. But at the moment, the 2s are here to stay, I think. But maybe give us 12-2s for a world title fight.
World title, for real. And so, and on the undercard, which was amazing, by the way, we had another undisputed fight with Franchon Cruz and is it Serrano? Cederos, that's the name. Yeah. What do you think? Because I wasn't aware of Ellen at all, so I didn't know what was going to happen going into this fight. But you know, good old Franchon Cruz, boy, she's going to throw them bombs.
I know that overhand right all day long. And
and it connected every single time it was thrown.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is her name? Cederos. Like, her face was splattered. I'm sure her nose was broken. I'm sure it was.
Those two are big ladies. Like, I've sparred with Ellen before. I've met Franchon, and every time I see both of them, I just think that they're like Viking women. They're like big.
Swedes. Yeah.
I personally, I thought this fight was a real 50-50 because, like, I thought there could be Ellen could keep it long, outbox her, But then I knew Franchon, she's got that fire, you know, and she's just going to come forward. And I said if she was going to land anything, it'd be the overhand right. And that's what she landed all day long. So yeah, it was a great fight. I was really happy for Franchon because she's grafted so hard to get there. But then also I was gutted for Ellen because she worked hard to get there too. So two good ladies, but Franchon definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I just felt bad for Cederos, like faces, but she kept on going though.
Yeah.
She kept on going. So you guys, you got a common opponent. We're going to talk about the highlight as they're just coming to the end. But you guys you've got a common opponent with. So you sparred Cederos. You met Franchon Cruz, who was debuted with Clarissa Shields, but got beaten 3 times in the Amis by Clarissa. So now we're bringing it up to, because Clarissa was at this fight. Now we're bringing it up to, this is the co-main. Now we're bringing it up to Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, 2 girls that you've already fought.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight panning out?
Really exciting fight. It's like boxer versus puncher. I feel that's how that fight is, you know. Like I feel Savannah's obviously got the power. You know, she's dropping people left, right, and center. She's got power in those shots, and you know she's long, rangy. She's got an awkward style. It's like, and it'll be interesting to see how their 2 styles match up, because like Savannah really likes to be in her own sort of speed, her own tempo, rhythm, whereas Clarissa is very fast. You know, and people set off and say, "Oh, she's very flat-footed," but I was like, that girl can move, you know, and her distance and judgment of distance is fantastic. So is her combination punching is so impressive. So I think it's a really good fight. The first half of the fight, I think we're going to clearly see Clarissa ahead. It'll be the second half of the fight where if Savannah starts to get her distance and her range, then we could see some dangerous shots coming in, like that big rear uppercut. You know, so because obviously Carissa's been dropped once with the uppercut before. Gabriel.
Yeah.
So I think like it's going to be fought out in the last half of the fight. Personally, I still have Clarissa winning this one on points.
Do you?
I do, yes. But I will say it's, like I said, a real 50-50. And obviously I'm really excited about the fight because I just think the styles are going to make for such an exciting all-out war, to be honest.
Yeah. You say boxer versus the puncher. And I'm kind of beg to differ because Savannah Marshall's a boxer. To watch her, she boxes. I know what you're talking about, where you say her fluidity. I think she's evolved, like watching her, and she's got the Fury-esque herky feints and how she does it. But I find watching her, I love how she moves. I love how, her flow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like at first it seems quite effortless, and then it's just boom, and you're out.
That knockout recently against what was her name?
I forget the girl's name.
Yeah, Femke Hearns.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So Femke Hearns, that was a bad knockout, and it was made worse by the fact that Femke rolled up into the shot as it came, and it was just boom, down she went. Out cold.
I knew she was going. I predicted. I was like, that's going to be a knockout. And then when I saw, I was like,
I told everybody that would happen with it under 5. I said so. She's going.
Yeah, she's got. Then this is what I'm saying. I've got Savannah Marshall winning against Clarissa Shields.
A lot of people do. I'm sticking with Clarissa on this one for me. I really am. I'm not changing my opinion. And everyone keeps asking me, "Have you changed your mind?" Nope.
You know a bit more because you fought both of them, so you know kind of like the strengths and the weaknesses that you where you can why you would say it. Yeah.
I just feel for me that's she's going to take the win on it. But you know, like I said, it's like Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. It's that exciting. Like those 2 fights go like, you know, it's like having what they always say in boxing, you need a dance partner, right?
Yeah.
And those 2 of those sort of like those 2 couples, dance partners, perfect, you know, just perfect.
That's gonna be because Savannah's not used to really I think she's only gone the distance. What, maybe once? Has she ever?
Yeah,
She ever gone once? I think.
Debut maybe.
Yeah, rarely early. Yeah, she ever gone past 7 rounds, 8 rounds?
I don't know actually. I couldn't comment on that.
I don't think she has. I think maybe once, maybe, but I don't know if she's ever gone to a points decision like that. So that's why Clarissa, to bring her out into those deeper waters, would be intriguing to see if she can handle that, and stamina wise, because we know that Clarissa's going to be able to still be cool stamina wise, highly decorated Clarissa Shields, as we all know. I just can't wait. And then also, before the main, let me just play this for a super chat. Thank you, Smile Back If You're Ugly, for the deep sea diver, the fiver. Ask Hannah, does she think the British boxing media doesn't give Jane Couch enough credit when it comes to pioneers in women's boxing? Too much to Taylor. Oh, so basically, is Taylor getting more credit than the woman before her, Jane Couch? And you'll have to. I know about Jane Couch, but only un poquito. So you're gonna.
I don't think so. I think the British boxing world all knows of all the great things that Jane Couch has done for us. So like every single female fighter out there from the UK.
Tell me about Jane Couch, please, Han.
So basically, Jane Couch was a pioneer for us. She took the British Boxing Board of Control to court to get us to be able to have professional boxing licenses. So because she before that we weren't allowed them. But based on the fact that we were too unstable due to our menstrual cycles.
Oh my God! Really?
That's actually true. Yeah. So she took them to court. She pushed for it, and she got the change in the law, so we could actually get professional licenses. And she had a really tough time doing it. She got no support, and she made it able for us to actually box as professionals, which is incredible. And like I know myself, Natasha Jonas, the whole lot of us, we all massively appreciate that. Like I think Jane's great. And at the moment, obviously, everyone's going to be talking about Taylor because it is like, she's made a lot of history recently. So I think it's been a lot in the news recently. But I do think that most female fighters from the UK do credit Jane for all of the things that she did for us. So I don't know if that's an answer to it, but yeah.
No, that's a good answer. I just think everything's done in increments in time. Like, Jane Couch is the root of why us women can box, and then it's moved on that Katie Taylor has done amazing stuff, meaning that such a highly decorated amateur, she went in and pretended she was a boy to be able to
it's like the next step in the story.
In the story,
it carries on with Taylor, and then she's done like obviously headlining the Garden, like it's massive, it's huge. But we do always remember Jane because she's done some amazing stuff for us, and there's going to be an interesting documentary coming out about her, which is amazing.
I'll be locked on when that. But do you know when that's coming on?
It's coming out quite soon, I think. So I think it's quite exciting.
Yeah, I will watch that. And then also talking about Natasha Jonas, my girl. Love Tash. Do love Tash. She's been on the show a couple of times, like yourself as well. And she was just on. Maybe she was just on because I think she was just on just after she won her belt. Like literally, I think maybe about 2 weeks after winning her belt or less. And we was talking about you. Yeah, we was talking about you, old Anna. We was because you two may have to face each other.
Well, I did the commentary for a fight. So I was there live. You did. Yeah. Everyone was surprised to see Tasha come up to super welterweight division. I think it's exciting. The super welterweight division is actually all mixed up and quite exciting at the moment. There's a lot of great fights on the horizon. Obviously, myself and Tasha is a fantastic fight, especially for women's boxing in the UK. Like you don't often have two world champions of the same weight in the same country. So. Yeah, and of course it's going to be a Scotland versus England, which is always good. So that's a great fight. And then there's Marie-Eve Decaire, Patricia Begol, and also excitingly, Cecilia Bracas is now joining the 154 division. So
Oh,
she's coming to get
she's
involved.
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she lost. I remember she lost her belt in the bubble
To
or
Jessica
something.
Pascal. She lost it.
Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
She's a phenomenal boxer.
Yeah. I was part of Brackhouse's sparring camp way back in Ukraine. So it's one of those things where it's the whole division's kind of turned itself on its head a little bit, and it's got some exciting players. So it just makes for great fights for everybody else.
How does it feel for you to face Jonas?
Sorry?
I mean, how does it feel for you to face Jonas? Potentially, you're going to be facing Tasha Jonas if you get through this. You better get through this fight, love.
Yeah, when I have my hand raised on May 30th.
Yeah, when you have that, it's
obviously it's beating out Handraila. Once that's done, then I'm looking to unify the division. Obviously, Tasha has one of the belts. She's a southpaw. It makes for an exciting fight. I look forward to it. For me, it's tricky. Yeah, it's just a great fight, and everyone wants to see great fights. So I'm not, me. If you look at my resume, I'm not adverse to a good fight. So
that's another fight that I'll definitely be looking forward to watching. I think that would be a big fight, decent fight. Has it helped that with the Jake Paul? So we saw now with Jake Paul being in the business, does everybody's money go up?
So I think Jake Paul's a very clever businessman. I think it was really smart to attach himself to a top level female fighter, promote her, make people you can't help but like the guy for doing good things for women in the sport. That and that's how you build positive reactions on social media. That's how you build a positive fan base. The guy's clever. He's not stupid, and he wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't super smart. But then again, I don't rate him as a fighter, but what he's done for Amanda is amazing. So I could commend him on that.
And now how we saw the fight pan out, what was your prediction for that? Because mine was I predicted split decision. Taylor.
Do you know what? I've had so much bloody grief for this, right? So I thought it was an amazing fight, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And I said in the interview with Sky, I was on Sky News, they said, who do you think wins if you had to pick somebody? Now, I'm a massive fan of both girls, and I was like, it's a real 50-50 fight, but I think Amanda just edges it. That's what I said in the later rounds. I think Amanda.
They was like this. Were they booing you on your social media or anything?
Honestly, every day I wake up to another comment about how, it's
you're
just
a traitor.
You're a traitor. You didn't support Katie, and I was just like, wow! Imagine having an opinion on something. Oh my god! It was a 50-50 fight, and people were genuinely backing both girls.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, what is wrong with people?
Are you still getting abuse on your social media now?
Yeah.
What? Just for saying an opinion? I get it now, because the boxing fraternity, like, these fans are just like, some of them are just they're not that tightly wrapped, girl.
No, it's madness. The thing is like, if you're gonna have an opinion on anything, people are very quick to shoot you down one way or the other. But I genuinely think it was an amazing fight, and that round 5 where Serrano emptied the gas tank. It was a dangerous round for Katie there. But
round 5.
Yeah.
Round 5, I thought if it was a 3-minute round, Katie would have lost that. She would have got knocked out.
It was a mental round. But the whole fight itself was just incredible to watch. Just incredible. And both girls held themselves with such real class.
Real class, yeah.
Yeah, the class, and they sold the fight well, and also everybody got behind it, and it just made it such a great event. It was brilliant.
And now that there's I think we're going to go for a rematch. Does your prediction change? You better change it, girl, just because you get don't double down on that prediction.
Ace Taylor wins. Yeah, no, to be honest, I haven't even thought about the rematch. I'm still kind of buzzing.
Still 50-50.
Yeah.
Hannah, it's still 50-50, the rematch. Do you know what I mean? It's still 50-50. Yeah. And I didn't do my prediction saying split decision Taylor because she was British. I just thought, because it was hard. Back forth, I was like, Serrano's got the power. Katie,
Yeah.
we see her with Pursuit.
I know. Every day I was in the gym, I couldn't make a decision. I was like, all this way. And then when they asked me, it was a day when I was like, oh, I think it's going to be a man. The next day, I was like, I think it's going to be Katie. But you know what? Too late. Everybody shot me down. You know.
The snipers were on the building. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, take her out now. The trainers in the building. You can't have no opinion. It's fucking ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And I was like that with Khan and Brooke. Is it Khan? Is it Brooke? Is it Khan? Is it Brooke? It's the same type of thing.
Yeah.
And you're just not allowed in boxing to have a fucking opinion. Like, you know, and you as a boxer, stylistically, you might have seen, you're the one of the best people to ask for a prediction. But then you get your prediction and they don't like it.
No, and it was cracks me up. Like, there's always somebody 15792 with 3 followers that says, "Oh, you're a terrible person," and I'm like, "Sorry for having an opinion, mate. I'm really sorry." Like, what else? Yeah, whatever.
With a grey picture.
Yeah,
picture, just grey. 7492. I know it too well. It too well. Forget them. They're fucking losers. I know. And you know what? More fool us, because sometimes we just shouldn't respond to these types of people.
I know. My coach is always like, Hannah, don't you dare. And I'm like, okay.
Like that, just ready. Yeah, you got to get that zen, because that's what they do. They just want some kind of reaction.
Yeah,
but that's funny. You said with numbers at the end. Yeah, that is fucking hilarious. you put it down to a T. I'm laughing because I know it so well. I get it quite a lot, obviously, doing this side of the thing, and sometimes when I say that a British fighter, I don't predict a British fighter to win. I get, you're a traitor. You're a this. I get it. So I get it as well. Like, I got like. Yeah, it's just like whatever. And just to lastly close, your prediction on Canelo Bivol, and what do you think about this? So stylistically, what do you think? And then your prediction at the end. And
Okay, so Canelo, I love Canelo. You know, he's a great boxer. He's got it all. Got balls to step up to this weight. Seriously, that's impressive. I think for me, Canelo is gonna stop him to the body round 6.
Okay, let me write you down, Anne. Let me write you down. Hannah. Okay, round 6 stoppage, body shot.
Yeah.
I've heard that. And yeah, because his body shots are lethal.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful to watch. Like, I can watch them throw left hooks to the body all day long.
Yeah. God. I'm back and forth with if it's going to be. I think it's going to be a points decision. I'm flirting with the idea that there might be a late round stoppage from Canelo, but I'm kind of leaning towards it's going to points.
Ooh,
I don't know. Yeah, and that's what Canelo still wins, and I'm in a prediction league, so we have to say over the round. So I want to know. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going with UD or split decision. Don't think it's going to be the joy. So I'll make my official prediction on Friday, and what I'll do with this, so I will cut this up, and then I'll put your prediction and everybody that I speak to prediction on Friday as well. You've been amazing, Hannah. Just remind everyone, social media, when your fight is, and for what the states is, and just for those that have joined late.
Perfect. So if you want to follow me on any of my social media platforms, it's at @team_rankin. That's for Twitter, Instagram. I made it easy for everybody. And then my professional Facebook page is Hannah Rankin, obviously. I'm fighting May the 13th, headlining the Hydro in Scotland, and it will be shown live on Fight Zone and potentially on the BBC as well. So tune in. It's going to be exciting. Defending my WBA and IBO world titles in my home city. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. And it's just always makes me laugh that you've got a Jamaican terminology surname, because like a lot of artists we use ranking. So like I'd be like, you'd be like, I used to call my Nanny Rankin, Nana Ranks. That's what it is. And so when I thought that was just like a name that you just used for boxing, when I was like, you've got to look at you're definitely Jamaican. Love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I told you this the last time, and you're gonna have to sign off how you did the last time, Hannah. Do you remember how you signed off my show the last time?
I can't remember now.
Come on, no. Okay, we're gonna go from it. You gotta say, "Hey, girlies."
Oh yeah.
You remember? Hannah Rankin.
Hannah Rankin.
And then you got to go this. Gyan Ra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hannah, you are the best. You're amazing. Please don't be a stranger. After you win,
Yeah.
You got to come back on as the reigning WBA and defending WBA IBO champion, 154 champion of the Wizzy world. Thank you for taking time for seeing little old me, and get back to training, get your sleep in. You know what to do. And shouts out to your sponsors, shouts out to your team, and thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks very much.
See you, girl. She's amazing, guys. Yeah, Hannah is amazing. Yeah, she's Jamaican. I keep telling you, lot. She came on my show when I had literally 500 subbers, you know. And she gave me the time of day. She was like, yeah, I'll come on. She always got a nice spirit, nice energy. And I got her to do, hey, girlies, Hannah Rankin. And she did it. Like, now I got her to do the rah. And she did it as well. So we always have a laugh with that. So shouts out to Hannah. And we are in the building for her fight. So that is going to be on May the 13th at the Hydro in Scotland. Yeah, in Scotland. And ain't it amazing that Hannah is Scottish, but she's got a British accent, an English accent. You know why? Because she's half English as well. And I think school that she went to, she said it when she first came. The school that she went to, I just think that's how they all spoke there, or something to that degree. And then her mother, obviously, so have you noticed Hannah doesn't have a Scottish accent? I always thought that was the first question that I asked her the last time. So guys, I'm doing so I've got this live. I've got an interview. I'm being interviewed myself on another boxing channel. So I'm going to jump off this and I'm going to take my interview. Then I'm coming back on because we've got the Canelo Triple G2 rewatch and point score. So join me I think that's at 9:30. So come back here. If I don't see you back here, there's going to be problems. Más problemas. Sí, ya tú sabes. Right? So make sure you are in the building. So let me go and do my due diligence. Let me just shout all of you guys out. Thank you for the super chat as well. G for G. Was it G? Did G hit it? No, smile back if you're ugly. So G was in the building. Thunder Road was in the building. Mark Nash Salute was in the building. Ben Adams was in the building. Late 42 was in the in the building, was ya? Late Show 42. Sorry, let me get your names right. In the building. Carl Hunter Hanson was in the building. What did you say? Hannah Given Savannah beat you far more conclusively than Shields. What makes you think Shields will beat? Oh, I didn't see that. It's a good question. Good question. Well, I will answer that. Hannah might be watching this and be like, "God damn!" Like, yeah, that's a good question. I just have to take her word for it because she's fought both fighters, so she must see something that she knows, you know. So we haven't been in the ring with them. You know what I mean? So there must be a reason that why she picked Shields. There has to be. Yeah, Marshall's been the distance twice. Thank you very much. Dr. P was in the building. Smile back if you're ugly. Kate Colsey was in the building. You know, we've got to just have to play this for the one more time in it. We do like a little bit of Listos Palos.
Listos pelos chingazos. Listos pelos chingazos.
Yep. Hector Garcia, mi esposa, in the building. King Ron was in the building. Old School Boxing, you was in the building. Who else was there? We got some. Miss Ringside was in the building. Hi, girl. Hope you're all right, girl. Feels like a Sunday today, and Outlaw Boxing was in the motherfucking dozen. So make sure you join me. Let me jump off, go do my interview, and as we sign out. Anyway, I'm gone. Hi, girl. It's LadyChann, rep nonetheless. Come box with Chann. Thank you to Hannah as well. She was in the building. Gyan. Lady Chann has left the field dizzy. Gyan.
Round one, fight.